Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode and another game. This time we are working with Age of Empires, The Age of Kings. This would have been the second game in the series. We of course had Age of Empires, which had the Rise of Rome expansion. Then we had the Age of Kings with the Conquerors expansion. And of course AoE 3 with the two expansions that I don't quite remember off the top of my head. But here we are. Since we were talking about resources in Banished, I thought I'd jump into AoE and check it out, show off a few things. Plus, of course, this is the new and improved edition. So if you're actually looking to recapture the glory of Age of Empires, the game is on sale. $5 for AoE 2, or it was, and then $13 something for the Legacy Bundle, which actually got you Age of Empires 2 and 3 with all the expansion packs. So here we are, just trying to gather up some resources. This is in fact just set, we have two characters, or four players. One guy is on my side, and most likely this is going to end poorly. But we'll play for a bit and we'll see how we go. Actually, I need somebody digging up some gold. I actually played the original Age of Empires series when they came out back in the late 90s and early 2000. My personal opinion, Age of Empires, the series, quite possibly Age of Empires 2, the Age of Kings, the ones we're playing right now. Probably some of the best computer games made, to be perfectly honest. It certainly was quite groundbreaking when it came out. It was an incredible amount of fun. It was actually a great game as a solo player. That way you could match up with up to 8 computer players and have a heck of a time trying to defeat everybody or make teams. There was also the multiplayer, where you could do LAN network and do deathmatch. In the days when it was out, when I was in the IT company I was with, we actually would had fond memories of 6 o'clock at night. We would literally switch over, fire up AoE, decide teams, and play for a couple of hours or until whoever got conquered. It was actually probably some of my fondest memories of that. That's why I think AoE was such a great game. It was well written. It was easy to play but hard to master. And of course, each civilization had different attributes that they could. Nope, that's not enough food. Oh, curse the bad luck. Each culture had certain attributes that they could provide, making it that way wasn't crazy one-sided. So. Let's see. 500 food, and we should be there. We'll just have to wait a minute for the young lady to bring some berries back. So as I said, this is the HD version, which is in essence the exact same game, same cultures, same way of playing, same buildings, the same skill trees. Really, the major points are the fact that the graphics have been adapted so that you can actually get more of a widescreen view, not the 800 by 600 or 1024 by 768 that the game originally had, which was pretty much the high end of graphics cards back in the day. You didn't have a whole lot to work with back then. Now everybody wants 1920 by 1280, so they went ahead and redid this and upped it to that. The graphics, for the most part, are exactly the same. Really, the only thing I've noticed that's tremendously different is, in fact, the water. It does look different. I guess there's a big thing to redo water, but that has been changed. I don't know that it really does too much to completely change the way the game works, but it's a nice touch. Probably need to move her back. At the waypoint right there. Get some more villagers. Get a farm going. So yeah, I found AoE and AoE 2 specifically with all of its improvements and the queued mechanics of being able to select a building and you know, put multiple people in there. So that as soon as one ran out, as soon as one was depleted, it would make the next one, or as soon as one was completed, it would pop out the next one. I actually found that AoE 2 to probably be the best of the three. And just remember having such a great time playing. Usually in deathmatch, you know, we would all just go for broke until we ran out of resources, and then try and strip mine the rest of the continent as best we could. But if we were playing legitimately, I would probably spend most of my time actually trying to build a real city. You know, get trade markets going, actually get gold, get food, try and actually make a little civilization there as best I could, and try and protect myself with walls and outposts and all those kind of things, and ultimately would usually get trampled. Let's be honest. I would usually on the business end of a catapult or a ballista. No, there's no person there. Okay. Thought there was. Thought there was a little guy there. So it's unfortunate in many ways that the companies who actually made Age of Empires, and not really a successor, but you know, the next one sort of in that series was Rise of Nations, and of course there was Empire Earth, another really good one. Different technologies, you know, more of a robotic or, you know, mechanized way of doing it. But I thought these games were so good. They were certainly #1 bestsellers. They had, you know, a rich skill tree and you know, real roots in history for each one of the civilizations. It was a damn shame when basically they did when they basically finished AoE 3. That kind of seemed to be the end of the genre. It really didn't go any further. You know, and as of today, I venture to say that it's dead. I can't really think of anyone who's actually doing games like this other than maybe Command and Conquer and maybe StarCraft. But, you know, I don't see those as being quite the same. Those are certainly, you know, not rooted in the historical figures like this one. Yeah, it's a darn shame that the game's actually just completely disappeared off the map. You know, and that even today, you know, no one has tried to really, you know, revive this. We, you know, have all sorts of variations of the first-person shooter. We have all sorts of variations of Doom, and you know, Quake came back. Of course, they remade this. I don't think this is really necessarily going to be a relaunch of the genre, unfortunately. I wish it was, actually. I wish it was. I wish this was sort of the first step in getting this to revitalize this series, because like I said, I just think this is one of the greatest games. Even now, I still think this game is incredibly fun. Like I said, I'm not that good at it. Don't claim to be. I know people who can, you know, get through the first few ages in 15 minutes and rush and advance and be done with it. I am not one of those people, as you can tell by my very slow playing style. But I'm not looking to win. I'm just showing off what it looks like, and if you haven't seen the new version, you know what you can expect, or if you never actually got a chance to play the original AoEs, which was funny because I actually have all of the old discs. Some friends of mine at work, we were talking about it, and I went looking, and I actually have all the original discs, all the original expansion packs. None of the CD cases, of course, but don't really need those. Unfortunately, I don't have any of the skill tree cards that you used to get in the game, which was actually pretty cool. But I do have the discs. I actually installed Rise of Nations not too long ago. Gave that a run. It works just fine under Windows 7. So if you have that, don't throw that disc away. It works. The only thing was the graphics were a little small, but it wasn't really that noticeable. So like I said, the game, it worked great. We battled until there was a nuclear winter, and it was all ended with launching of missiles at each other. Another pile of gold. Oh, there it comes. Here's the start of it. Let's jump back to my civilization and see what's happening. Who's come to kill me? Scout, where is he? Oh, there he is. He's a scout or something. What is he? Oh, he's a knight, and he's setting my home on fire. Well, that's not very nice of him. So yeah, as you can see, I'll probably be wiped out here in a minute, but that's all right. Not too worried. I thought I made a barracks. I guess I didn't. It's my wild swinging of the mouse disorients everybody. I did build. Oh, there it is. I will build a barracks, and we'll see if we can make a guy to defend me before I get completely eradicated. This will probably be a very quick and painful battle for me. Yep, lost that one. No problem. I'm sure many of you are cringing at my horrible playing style. Like I said, I'm not really playing to win, and no, it's not that good anyway. I'm not making excuses. I'd probably get wiped off the map if this were a regular game anyway. But the big improvements, other than the graphics, the AI has apparently been updated. There is a new expansion called The Forgotten. I'm not familiar with that one. Apparently that was a user mod or community mod that ultimately turned into something that a company picked up and blended into the game. And then it was picked up again, or something to that effect, with Microsoft taking it and saying, okay, well, we'll make this an expansion to the game. You'll be able to play it. And when you get... Oh, here it comes. This is pretty much the end. Let's garrison everyone in the town center and see if we can salvage this for a minute. Not a very good effort, is it? That's all right. That's all right. So we get the you get the Forgotten, you get the Age of Conquerors, which was the additional expansion pack, which new militaries, new civilizations, improvements, bug fixes, all that kind of stuff. I have not played the Forgotten yet, and of course the other big thing is multiplayer, so that you can actually play through the internet, and I believe through Steam, find people who actually want to play the game. The original one, like I said, we used to play multiplayer no problem, but that was LAN multiplayer. No ability to actually play people across the internet. So this version actually gives you that for the first time, I believe. So again, if you can find the original one, and you get it cheap, it's worth having. It's definitely worth having and playing. Oh, so here we go. Well, all right. We'll just watch this come to an end. I'll get overrun. I've been too busy messing around and being all nostalgic, so we'll just let it end. You'll get to see me get eradicated as he goes after my villager and stabs him in the back like a bastard. So yeah, there we go. It's all coming to an end. Sadly, this is not the first time I've seen my village looted and plundered and set ablaze while playing this game. But, well, there you go. that's what it looks like. If you haven't seen it in a while, it's actually, like I said, it's a great game. It's probably one of my favorites. I certainly think it's one of the best games that have come out. Certainly not saying other games are anything other than what they are, but to me, this is this falls with Diablo. There's Age of Empires 2. Lots of great games out there, but this to me is certainly what I think is a pinnacle of what the genre was. It certainly if it didn't create it, it certainly defined it. There we go. So get rid of the rest of my villagers. That's fine. That'll be the end of them. That was a good run. This is why I prefer games like Banished, where I'm not going to get slapped in the back with a sword by a guy on a horse. But anyway, there you go. There's Age of Empires 2, the HD edition. Also available Age of Empires 3, the HD edition, with all of the expansion packs that go with that. I don't believe the original AoE is going to make a comeback, but that's just the way it is. Plenty of fun to be had here. This is if you really want to get into it, I've certainly played 8-player games that have taken the better part of a day to complete. This, of course, not my finest effort, but it shows off the game, so there you go. Anyway, all available on Steam at your convenience. Certainly right now they are on sale due to the summer sale, so if you're thinking about it, now's a good time. They are also, the originals are available on Amazon if you can actually find a copy. Sometimes the price is a little disproportionate to what you're getting, but they are available, so if you want to get out there and do some medieval warfare, Age of Empires is available. Like I said, it still looks good, it plays good, it's very fast. Probably with 8 players, I'd probably see some lag. We'll just watch him finish off this last building, and then I think I will admit defeat. Oh, he's setting my crops on fire. Oh, there goes the other one. Burnt to a crisp. That's the end of that. So there you go, everybody. That's Age of Empires, the updated edition. Still great fun. I'll actually play a better game next time, I'll leave you with the final visions of them destroying. Oh, they've brought the big guns. They've brought the big hammer. I don't pose enough of a threat for them to. They're just wandering off and leaving me for dead. So anyway, we will talk to you guys next time.